Yeah, good morning everyone from my side as well, and thank you for the kind invitation and for the warm introduction. So on behalf of my co-authors that you can see here on the slide, I will introduce our latest work from the BeeLife project, and I'm very grateful for all the great work my team has done on this project. So, if you look at this picture and take a moment to think about it, what do you think? How would the picnic on the picture look like without bees? In particular, without wild bees. So, what do you think would be missing on this picture? A lot. Yes, a lot. As you can see here, suddenly our picnic would look pretty poor. Because particularly wild bees are very effective pollinators. However, they are highly endangered, and several of the many species that exist in Germany are already extinct. So, if these species are so important, then why don't we protect them? Well, the answer is because mostly we don't know them. And that's exactly what we want to change in the BeeLife project already from a very early stage in life. So, how do we want to achieve that? Well, following the quote of Konrad Lorenz that you can see here, our goal is to build a personal connection with the problem. And to support that, we combine insights from several research directions, so it is a very interdisciplinary endeavor that we undertake here. By incorporating established principles from the field of multimedia learning research, we want to design learning experiences that are particularly suitable for our target group, for children, and we do this, for instance, by including game-related elements or designing characters with human-like personality traits. We also build on established models of environmental psychology, which actually give us ideas how we can support the transition from goal intentions to actual stable behavioral routines. And to ensure a sustained use of our approach in the classroom, which is our goal, we further aimed at connecting the topics that we cover and the way we present our topics in a way that relates to the biology curriculum, particularly in the 5th and the 6th grade. And of course, we also make sure that we cover the user's perspective across the process of software development. There is also a slide at a later point in the talk where I introduce that a little bit more. So, the heart of our project is actually a mobile app for smartphones and also for tablets. So far we tested it on tablets. This app is called BeeLife, and it aims to bring the real biological world in the digital space in a way children can relate to. And with the help of our environmental experts that are also included in the project, we selected a set of 11 wild bee species with particularly salient habits and characteristics, complemented by one honeybee. So all of the selected species you can see here on the slide. And in our current prototype that is already running, we have included 6 of these species. The mason bee Mia, then the leafcutter bee Chili and her opponent, the sharp-tailed bee Coelia. And then we also included 2 male bee characters, the garden woolly bee Mani and the dark-earth ground bumblebee Teres. And then we also included an oligolectic bee character, means this character is specialized on very specific pollen from specific plants, and that is Hirti. She's a pantaloon bee. So as you can see, all of our characters have a human-like appearance, and they also have a very unique personality, which is obvious when they introduce themselves. In total, the app has currently 6 levels, and that is the first level, All of these levels are gamified, so they use game techniques and game elements to convey specific information, and each level deals with a very specific topic. This first level covers the topic of biodiversity. So in the beginning, each of the characters introduces themselves, their characteristics, their habits, and we also interleave quiz elements here, so to support retention. So it is like an interchange between information presentation and user interaction by quiz questions. Another level that you can see here requires to find the differences between two pictures, just like I showed you in the beginning. And here the goal is to make very, very salient what benefits wild bees do have on our daily lives. And whenever users select one of these elements, one of our bee characters is upcoming and introducing some related explanations. As you can see here, Mani introduces the importance of apple juice, for instance. So, after hearing about that, hearing about our app, you might think, well, great, even more screen time for the kids. Well, that's not our goal. And that's why the app doesn't stand alone, doesn't stand for itself, and it's not our goal to replace nature experience, but actually to embed the app in environmental activities, to link the content in the app to the real world, so to make the real world understandable by using the application. And that's why the app is complemented by an offline part. The offline part happens in so-called project workshops. And these project workshops can feature different environmental activities. For instance, planting flowers in the school garden that particularly oligolectic bees depend on, or to analyze existing nesting aids, or even build a nesting aid in the school garden with a teacher. So, as I said, across the entire development process, we aimed at taking a user-centered perspective, so we aimed at involving our participating stakeholders as much as possible. In particular, teachers as facilitators of our approach in schools, and children as future users of the app. And I'm very proud to say that we also had a first beta test at our University Science Day in Stuttgart in June. And this first beta test with our app, where children were visiting us and using the app on a tablet, that gave us very encouraging feedback. And among others, it also showed us that the app is already suitable for children in 4th grade. So, subsequently, we also included a primary school. And very recently, so in July, we actually conducted a first pilot evaluation in 3 of our participating schools. And here, in addition to using our application and participating in the project workshops with the teachers, the children also completed 3 online questionnaires. One before, one directly after the intervention, and one 3 weeks delayed. And here, as you can see, we captured a few user-related variables, such as experience with using a smartphone, but also affinity for technology. And we repeatedly assessed learning gains related to environmental awareness, split up in the dimensions of attitude, knowledge, and intention, behavioral intention. Knowledge was conceptualized in terms of retention and transfer performance. The children also provided self-ratings on motivation and on user experience directly after using the application. So, when we look at the results in our initial sample of 76 pupils, I must say I was really surprised that a bit more than 80% of the pupils reported to already have their own smartphone, given that about 1/3 of them was only in 4th grade. Unfortunately, over the 3 points of measurement, we had a quite high dropout, which left us in the end with 44 complete data sets that we could analyze. But very encouraging, even with this very small data set, we already found a significant improvement in retention performance between the pre-test and the post-test that also persisted in the delay test, even though we see a bit more variance here. When we take a closer look at this improvement in retention performance, we also found significant correlations with self-reported motivation and also with the user experience rating that children provided on the app. What we did not find were significant improvements in terms of transfer performance, which captured the effects on broader wildlife, not just the content in the app. And we did also not find significant improvements related to attitude or behavioral intention in this, at least in the sample. So, what to do next? Where do we go from here? So, our next steps in the project, of course, are to continue evaluating. So, we have a few more schools that already indicated interest in participating in the evaluations in September and October. And yeah, we also on the technical side encountered still a few technical bugs that we are currently fixing. And we have already many plans and ideas for extending the scope of the app with additional levels and also with additional technical features, for instance related to competitive elements, but also to adaptive presentations of content. And we also plan to extend the application settings of our approach to outside of schools and also use the information that we have in form of information boards in urban natural oases. And here we cooperate on one hand with the Bee Center Magstadt and on the other hand with our green office at the University of Stuttgart. And with that, I thank my project team and all of our many collaborators. I thank you for your attention and I'm looking forward to your questions.